Okay, a shot that I thought might be helpful to use early on is just to show the screws. It seems steeper than 45 degrees. What do you think? Is that 45? Pretty tall. I just realized as I'm raising the back up, I don't know, that side up to put the wheels on, it's making the angle even more steep. But I'm recognizing that's really high. And what if that's skid steer over there? What if the bucket doesn't lift that high? Then I'm in trouble. That'll do. Just went to Ace Hardware, got some additional bolts, 2 more bolts, and a couple lock washers to put in between. Okay, this will be the ultimate test. I hope it works. I'm gonna go get the skid steer. I hope it can reach to the top of this. Okay, so inside the filtered dirt, this is great. This is awesome. Not as much as I was expecting. But over here, I mean, the pile looks pretty small as well, but there's a lot of dirt in here. So I can definitely create clean dirt this way, but I wonder if I've got too steep of an angle or if I just need to run it twice. Running it twice would be pretty easy, I think. But I've got to go shower. We got an activity tonight, so I will come back after that. Okay, today is day 2 and it has been working amazingly well. I did some experimenting with the blocks. First I had the blocks standing upright the longest way, and that was too much. Too much of this happened, and I expected if I pull up sod like this, that wasn't my intent. But you can see, got a lot of rocks over here, and I was worried about, you know, these massive rocks, how that would handle, but it seems to be holding up. I'm trying to get the scoop as close as possible to the screen so they're not dropping from a huge distance. But I mean, this is fantastic results there. So I'll prop up the camera again so I can show you some more scoops. So, I mean, it is bending in there. It seems to be holding strong. And it's clearly working here. All right, I've had to do some repairs. I tried taking off this board and then tucking this screen back underneath it, but you can see I mean, right now the hole's pretty small, but I put this board and that's pushing it up, so it's kind of holding it back in place. So now I've put this board and this board in there to make it stronger in that section, and I've got some of the leftover screen from a tile job to reinforce it with that. Let's see how it works. Okay, got it repaired, and I've learned some stuff. If I were to do this all over again, what would I do? Instead of an 8 foot by 8 foot, I'd probably make it 7 foot by 7 foot, and then I would put more frequent beams, so less space between them, especially in the center. I would also overlap, because where the problem happened was right in the middle, and I had one sheet on this side and one sheet on this side, and I had the two overlapping in the middle, but not enough. Another thing that I didn't do, or that I would do differently, is I would put more frequent screws. So, you know, on this new board, put a screw there, and that looks really far, but it's maybe 10 inches, but as before I probably were doing 20. you can see on this board here, screw, let me come out of the light, screw there, not another until up there. So anyway, more frequently, probably you could go as few as 6 inches, I guess, but it just gives more anchor points. But if you have overlap of this material, then it's less likely to be pulled through. So what I did, and obviously you can see I didn't use those tile, whatever those things are. I had some left over this and cut a full length of it, and then ran the full length to make sure that there was overlap on both sides. Anyway, let's get this back to work.
Summer sweat in the sweet summer heat, running round to blisters on our feet. In the yard, kicking a soccer ball, watching TV, doing nothing at all. Growing up, my sister and me, counting the days until we would be free. I guess that qualifies as family. Nobody knows except my sister and me.